Burda, welcome to this week's mission run through. This is for Burps, Bottoms and Bile, week the 22nd of February. I hope you've all managed to have a safe and relaxing half term, and I hope that this mission run through finds you all well. As you know, there's no return to school at the moment for years 3 to year 6, so we will continue with our blended learning online. This week's live check-in of run-through for missions will take place on Tuesday at 10 a.m. This is due to the fact that Monday is an inset day, and I'll be unavailable to do our usual live check-in due to online meetings with staff. So let's run through the mission matrix. Literacy this week, it's a new half of term, so you need to log into your Hub account in your Teams area to find your spelling lists for this half of term. And this week is week 7. So keep practicing those spelling words. It is so, so important. Explanation writing this week. So you're writing to explain. I want you to research and compare the digestive system of a human with that of a cow. Now, over the last few mission weeks, we've done quite a lot of work on the human digestive system. So this week, you're going to really have to research the digestive system of a cow. Notice key similarities and differences, maybe the size and number of main organs, and report your discoveries, giving reasons for your differences, particularly those relating to diet. And then your task is to write to explain how a cow's digestive system works. Use the explanation success criteria to help ensure that you include all the vital information, and remember your best handwriting. And if we scroll down through the mission, you will see that I have popped here the success criteria that you should follow when you're writing to explain. So you need to remember a title. So, for example, the cow's digestive system. You need to bring present tense because you're talking about the process happening. It needs to be in order, in sequence. A little opening statement. Here you will find information about the cow's digestive system. Logical steps, so that links with the order in the sequential order. The use of time connectives. Remember, next, then, after that, finally, are our 4 main ones that we've always used since we were in foundation phase. Can you extend the use of your time connectives this time? Pictures or diagrams are labeled to help with the explanation. Technical vocabulary. Oh, remember to put your comma after the use of a time connective. And use adjectives to describe what's going on in the cow's digestive system. And I've placed here a little information on that digestive system for you. But again, please use Kiddle to research it, or BBC Bite Size, probably 2 of the best online options for you. Remember, best handwriting though. Keep your work neat. You're working so hard. We want to celebrate that. The second part of our literacy task, or mission this week, I should say, is our class story, The Demon Dentist. And this week it's chapter 6. I've had to split it into 2 parts because it was there was a slight issue with the video recording. So you've got part 1 and part 2. And all I'm asking you to do is, once you've listened to it, is to send me a Flipgrid response so I know that you have listened to it and that you're up to date with the story. Again, tell me if what happens in this chapter is something that you thought would happen or not. And any information really. And then maths this week, again, your daily do's. Remember, keep practicing your times tables, log in to your hub and do J2E TT Blast. And then your My Maths for this week is an odds and evens and multiples task. So I skip to my odds and evens for you. There we are. I can't show you today on my computer, unfortunately, but during the live session, I'll be able to share the actual lesson with you. But you will be able to see this when you log into your My Maths area. Always make sure that you do the lesson first before you complete the online homework. So again, it's just looking at odds and evens. Remember our rhyme, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Even numbers, they are great. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Odd numbers all the time. If you say that to yourself, draw the array to show the quantity of the number. So for example, one circle for one, two circles for two, three circles for three, and in the shape of the numicon like we do in school, just to remind us that the odd numbers can't be shared equally between two people. And when we see the drawing or we see the numicon shape for that number, it shows us the quantity and it shows us that one person doesn't have a friend. That's what we talk about in school, isn't it? And when you're looking at the larger numbers, so for example, 65, remember to look at the units number, the ones number, not the tens, because it's the units that will help you and show you whether that number is an odd or an even. There are 3 questions, so there's a sequence question as well on question 2, fill in the missing sequence. Quite straightforward. And then the other task you'll have, again, watch the lesson first, is multiplying by 10. That means 10 times that quantity, okay? So watch the lesson because it's really, really helpful for you, just like we would do if we were in school. So it's 10 times that quantity. So if you had 74, again, you might want to draw your numicon shapes to show the 7 tens, the 4 units. What would that look if you multiplied that by 10? So 10 times more than 74. 74 times 10. Have a little work through and see how you get on. It's not always about finding the final answer. It could be to find the start of the question. So you've really got to think now, how many tens, for example, are in 610? How are we going to work that out? Do you know how many tens are in 100? If you know how many are in 100, how many would be in 200, 300? How many in 400? How many in 500? How many in 600? And then the 10, that's on its own anyway. So how many tens is that all together? Remember, draw these arrays, draw these pictures. That visualization of that actual number is going to be the benefit for you to check as well, because that's check-in strategies are really, really vital, really important. If I come back into our maths, we've got a true or false puzzle to read through. So I'm just going to scroll down until I find it. Try to keep them all in one area. Oh, I apologise, it's not there. I'll come back to that now, 1 second. So the problem solving task is Susie the snake. We'll go on to that for the moment. Susie the snake has up to 20 eggs. She counted her eggs in 4s and she had 3 left over. She counted them in 5s and she had 4 left over. So how many eggs has Susie actually got? So she's got up to 20 eggs. So you've got to work out if she was counting in 3s up to 20. Sorry, if she was counting in 4s up to 20 and she had 3 left over, how many eggs would she have had? And if she was counting in 5s up to 20 and she had 4 left over, how many would she have left? So you'll have to do your drawings of the eggs. So you draw them in 4s to begin with, up to 20, and there should be 3 left over. And then you're going to draw them in 5s up to 20, and she had 4 left over. So how many could she possibly have had? So you need to think about doing that in a systematic way, in a systematic approach. The art for this week is a famous artist called Henry Moore. And his artwork is based on sculptures and he focuses on body shapes. He was a very, very famous artist during the war. You'll find out